Guys, Mustang here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at the LR Ginyu Force versus Kid BUU to see how we can get on in this event. It's probably going to be very tricky. We are going to use the items and the support memories here to see how we can get this working for us. Annoyingly, it seems that the LR Ginyu Force is in slot 7, so basically the worst possible start we could have asked for, right, with the showcase unit not even appearing until we get to Ink Kid BUU. If we get to Ink Kid BUU, of course. I mean, let me see how this first turn pans out, because I wanted to try them out on the double AGL Ginyu lead to see how we get on. Obviously, Rakuma and Guldo here against STR Kid BUU. They're perfectly fine taking these normals. They're going to get fully built up here, basically, with the number of attacks that are in slot 1. And then AGL Captain Ginyu should be fine to tank the normals as well with the type advantage. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the next turn. I might have to... I'm going to have to probably float off the AGL Ginyu and then just use the Yema, I guess, and then have him take the super. But I don't know how much damage he's actually going to take from that, but I guess we'll see. How much damage is he taking? As long as he's taking double-digit damage from normals, that will be a little bit... Okay, there you go. I was going to say, if he's not taking double-digit damage from normals, then even with a Yema, I'll be worried about how much damage he's potentially going to take from a super. Now, obviously, taking some damage on this team isn't necessarily the end of the world, because we can then potentially get the transformation with the AGL Ginyu into the Ginyu Goku, but... yeah, being on low HP is not really something that you want against Kid BUU. Oh god, and then yeah, I'd have to do, like, the rotation would have to be this. Which, I mean, the physical Ginyu Force attacking first gives the extra defense as well, but I mean, I've got to do this, right? We've also got the support memory active, so we have the permanent buff to all Namek Saga units. Okay, 90, that's not too bad. We've got a decent enough attack stat, but I mean, not that that really matters. It's not like we're going to kill STR Kid BUU. As long as they're taking double digits from the normals, that's fine, because we know the super's going to be in slot 3 anyway. And then the physical Ginyu Force getting their 18 key super gives the defense buff. We also have the attack buff from the Tech LR Ginyu Force 18 key as well, so should be a decent enough turn for Ginyu in slot 3 here. Ideally, we can get more than one super attack as well, but we'll see how we get on. Right, we get an additional normal, of course. Of course we do, right. 2 additional normals. So how much are we taking from the super? Dodge, maybe? 180k. I mean, I guess we can take that. Alright, so, LR Ginyu Force. Our best bet is probably going to be to just put you in front of the attacks here first. Because you're already fully built up. You'll have guard on this turn. Do they lower attack? I can't remember. They do greatly lower attack, so I mean that is useful. I don't really want to go for the 17 key, because if we don't get Berta... Also, yeah, these are my links for them, by the way. I've been link leveling them a little bit, so they're at like 4s, 5s. There's 1, 3. I'd rather get the full 24 key. We get the extra rainbow, so we get the buff for everybody else, and then we get the type orb, so we get the buff for ourselves. So 381k, and then remember they get 100% raise on super. And then from the buff from their intro animation, they're going to get a guaranteed additional 12 key super, which is then going to give another greatly raise. The only problem is potentially like AGL Ginyu in slot 3. I don't know how much damage he's going to end up taking here. Rakuma and Guldo lowering attack is good, although, see, I really would have liked them to attack before they got supered. Excuse me, yeah, 493k. Okay, well... with the attack lowering, that should help. I mean, if we could get a double super, that would be ideal. But, yeah, because we take double digits at least. So how much are we going to do here, and how much are we going to take? So 10 million. Bear in mind, my Ginyu Force are 55%. So, I mean, that's not bad. Like, their numbers, as we said in their showcase video yesterday, they are a great unit. It's just the fact that the teams that you only really have the options for running them on are not exactly great at the moment. So, double digit damage though, we take those. We just need Ginyu to not take too much damage from the normal attacks here. Potentially, yeah, there you go. Get an additional super, get some more defense. He has been greatly attack lowered, but of course every attack is adding these attack raises back to him, so it's one of those things with some of these units that are a little bit older now and struggling in the meta. It's almost like getting the additional super. Does it give them enough extra defense that it then mitigates against the extra attack that it gives Kid Buu? And I genuinely don't know if it does or not. But we can throw out the item potentially next time. I could have used an item there to make sure AGL Ginyu wasn't going to get killed. But I did obviously want to see at least one turn where we're seeing the Ginyu Force, the LR Ginyu Force actually taking hits from Kid Buu. And at least on turn 1, before a crazy amount of build-up, they're still taking double-digit damage from those normal attacks. That's pretty good.
Let's do this.
Alright, well, at least we have them on turn 2 this time. Rikuman Guldo in slot 7, though. That's not really ideal, is it? Oh, boy. What a turn this is. I feel like I'm going to end up using all of my items like straight away, because I feel like I need to use this on this turn, and then I'll probably try and save the other one for the first turn of Kid Buu, where we're back to like this rotation, because it's not really an ideal setup. But of course, this is nothing new, right? Nothing surprising. This is what we've been saying with the Ginyu Force. Like, this LR is in such a weirdly released time slot on Global. I literally called the video yesterday. I was like, is this the worst time to release on Global ever? Because it just makes so much more sense, this unit coming out after Topo and all those other sub-EZAs and everything, where the special pose team is actually like a full-fledged team. Whereas this unit releasing on Global and the special pose team is just almost non-existent. Like, it's just terrible. Doesn't really make a huge amount of sense, but you know, what can you do? You just have to play the cards we're dealt and see how we get on, and hope for the best. So we should be okay for the rest of the turn here. I think, well, we used the item, so physical Ginyu Force should tank the normals here okay post super. Without the item, I'm not really sure what damage they're taking from STR Kid Buu, but we can make this work at least. And then, okay, so do I rely on them getting the dodge? The only problem is if I put them in slot 1, we don't get the support for everyone else, which we don't necessarily need. Remember, they get the 35% damage reduction before attacking. Be interesting to see how much that actually does. They are actually then going to take, because they've got about 400k defense and guard, so I think they should tank relatively well. Yeah, they take double-digit damage. Okay, good. It's what I would expect, but, you know, Kid Buu sometimes... It still sometimes surprises me when certain units will take damage from his normals when I'm not expecting it, because his attack is higher than I remember sometimes. But obviously these guys, damage reduction plus guard is, of course, a very nice combo. And then, yeah, the additional supering. All the extra defense we now have, obviously. We're just eating everything here. We just need Jace and Berta to dodge the super in slot 3. I mean, I could imagine, like, with the support memory, with items... I mean, I guess, like, if we weren't doing a showcase, it would be better to just use a Whis, right? So we get the 2-turn coverage. Like, you could, with the right luck, maybe this team could beat Kid Buu. But, you know, when people talk about items versus no items runs... One of the things, because you guys know I'm a big fan of no items runs, I do them on all the Super Battle Road stages, but like, some people will say that, you know, you only do no item runs, or you only rank units based on no item runs, because if you just use items, like any unit or any team can beat any event. With Kid Buu, I feel like that's actually not true. I think largely because he heals as well, like it makes the fight last so much longer, that yeah, Kid Buu is just an absolute menace. Ideally I want to get you floated off, but I really don't want you getting hit by Kid Buu, so I think I am just going to do this. So we'll do this, and then do I use the other Yama here? What's the next rotation? Int Ginyu, Physical Ginyu, and Agent. That's a pretty good rotation on the next turn, so yeah, I think we go ahead and do this here. But yeah, I mean, these are the struggles we are fighting to stay alive here. Rikuman and Guldo do greatly lower attack, but of course they get supered immediately. So the item being very helpful here. Attack lowering this guy really is like key. See, we still took 121k with 50% damage reduction. So yeah, this guy, that's on his first turn before he's been hit a single time. So before we've given him any attack buff whatsoever, he's still doing that kind of damage through a Yema. It's pretty crazy. And then yeah, keep you out of harm's way here. And then at least that gives AGL Ginyu the extra attack buff as well. I think, does AGL Ginyu, does he lower attack when you exchange into Ginyu Goku? I can't remember. But he doesn't in base, so that's the problem. I think if he lowered attack on his super in base, I think maybe he would still be a little bit more viable against Kid Buu, because the problem we had, of course, as I was saying when we died in like the first part of this, the first clip, is the fact that like he is doing these additional supers and he's raising his defense a little bit, but then he's also powering up Kid Buu. So if his super attacks were lowering attack, then him getting those extra supers would be doubly beneficial because he's raising his own defense and lowering Kid Buu's attack. But unfortunately, because he doesn't do that, it's a little bit more tricky. So we've got the permanent buff now thanks to the support memory. So as long as we're getting a rainbow and a type orb, we're giving the extra support as well as getting our own buff. So if we do... Oh no, wait, we have to get the... Yeah, it's rainbow. Yeah, in all rainbow is to buff the allies. So we'll do that. So that puts us at 500k defense start of turn with 35% damage reduction as well. I am a little bit unsure though. Like if we just eat a super immediately, I feel like we probably still die. But I mean, with their defense buff they give to all allies and everything with their support, their active skill, we've got some pretty decent numbers overall for our defense and everything here. So we'll go ahead and grab this. Of course, he just supers immediately in slot 1. But we get the dodge. Let's go. That's the level 5 dodge from the free-to-play Ginyu Force. Nice. Level 5 dodge coming in clutch. You love to see it. Alright, so we get the 18 key super. That gives us the 100% raise on defense on super. Then we get the additional, which is a greatly raise. So with the guard, we're still taking double digits. I mean, that in and of itself is relatively impressive for like a 55%. Now, don't get me wrong, that level 5 dodge saved us from getting killed, I believe. But like 55%, not full level 10 links, and they're able to tank in Kid Buu's normals like on the second turn. So he's been hit multiple times before now. That should be a good indication of these guys like being pretty decent, right? The LR Ginyu Force, because there are certainly plenty of units, remember we've got no item active currently, who at 55% are just absolutely not tanking Kid Buu's normals like that, right? So that's good, at least. Okay, so, oh god, I think are we just dead now? I think that might be the case. Well, we'll do this. We'll do this. Yeah, we can't get to the AGL orbs here. Yeah, I think the LR Ginyu Force probably get clapped up at the end here. Raccoon and Guldo at least are getting to super first, which is raising their defense and greatly lowering Kid Buu's attack, but I don't know if that will be enough to save the tech Ginyu Force. A double super from them would have been really nice, but how much is this going to do? 352k. And bear in mind that Raccoon and Guldo are basically like the strongest unit defensively on the team, apart from the LR probably. Like the new LR. So chances are we don't survive this turn. I mean, Jason Berta, of course, are basically a dodge or die unit at this point in the meta. Yeah, 117k. Sadly, that means even though this guy only has to take one attack, I'm fairly sure he dies here now. If Jason Berta had dodged, maybe we would live. No, we wouldn't have. 370k. Oof. So yeah, I mean, that's them on the 200% Ginyu Force team. As we said with the showcase yesterday, they are obviously a solid unit, but it's the rest of the team that is the issue. So let me see what we can do here. We got one last attempt for the day because I recorded the Goku Black video today as well. Let me change the item for a Whis, and let's just see if we can, rather than just seeing what the Ginyu Force can do, which I feel like we have basically seen now, actually just see if we can beat the event. There's the Whis. Because, I mean, I feel like it would be... It's still going to be very difficult, but I feel like it would be a pretty impressive W if we beat the Kid Buu Red Zone stage with the LR Ginyu Force. Or just with the Ginyu Force team in general, right? So... okay, these guys don't have to be in slot 1, do they? No. So... do this. Obviously use the fact that he can't super straight away to our advantage. Am I going to use an item next turn? Because I might as well waste this turn to protect physical Ginyu Force, or are they going to be okay? That's the problem. I really don't know. They've got 255k defense. They're going to raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Because they don't get any like extra additional on super. It's only from their super attack effect. So I guess we probably do have to use the item here straight away. Because otherwise we're taking considerable damage. Getting to the point of getting AGL Ginyu to transform is probably going to be one of the most beneficial things that we can do. But whether we're actually able to get to that point, I don't know. But we'll see. I mean, at least we're going to have Raccoon Guldo on turn 1 against Kid Buu. So we're starting off straight away with the attack lower. They're getting hit a few times here as well, so they're going to have their defense pretty much fully built up, if not fully built up here. Yeah, I think that's 5 hits, right? So I think that is them fully built up. That's definitely good. Going straight into the int phase with them at their defensive peak is kind of what we want. Yeah, 50k with a Whis. So definitely would have not have been a good situation without the item active. I mean, we wouldn't have died, right? But we're talking like, you know, almost 100k per hit. So not the kind of damage we want to be taking. And then do I just do... See, with you share every link except legendary power. With you guys, you're missing respect and gentleman. But I mean, this is the problem, as we've said already. Like with the Whis active, they have to, they still have to actually dodge the attack. Although I wonder if we did this, because bear in mind again, we're not going for like, let's beat the event, let's show off the Ginyu Force. We're going for the let's beat the event, right? So if we do this. I think post super with a Whis active, these guys easily, the LR easily tanks STR Kid Buu's super attack. The problem, of course, is it means we don't get to see them for a couple more turns. But again, as I say, like this last attempt is more so just to see like how well can we actually do in this event, rather than like deliberately keeping the Ginyu Force. I mean, I say like deliberately keeping them on rotation for the showcase, but as they are basically the best unit on the team, it probably makes sense to keep them on rotation for the most part anyway, because they're the best unit on the team, right? So we don't want to see them only every like other like 3 turns, right? We want to see them every other turn. At least this way we don't have to worry about Jason Berta getting hit at all. And then 9.6 from these guys. We know they get the guaranteed additional. So, I mean, defense-wise, they're going to be solid here with guard, with the Whis active. So, it'll be interesting to see, because they are, like I say, 55%. If they take double-digit damage from this, super, that'll be very good. Even with the Whis active, I would say that is still good, right? We have seen units, even with the item active, still take damage from the Kid Buu super. So, 19k, I will take that for 55% Ginyu Force for sure. And now, God. Well, we're just going to have to use that straight away, aren't we? Because of the int Ginyu Force. I mean, maybe it's not the best idea to have them on the team, but all of the free-to-play Ginyu Force units just have such low stats. The physical Raccoon, I guess if you could get him through the STR Kid Buu phase, might be okay. Jace has like the Scouter, but then doesn't have like the defense to back it up or anything. So it's a tricky one for sure with the Ginyu Force team. We need some more buffs, but this is the problem with a team that is so like limited in terms of the actual characters, right? Because the only way they could do buffs for the Ginyu Force is just to release new units of the Ginyu Force members, which you know, it's only like the specific 5 characters that we have to choose from, and they can do different like combos of them as like joint forces units, I guess. But I feel like we're probably not going to see buffs to the Ginyu Force specifically for quite some time. We're probably just dead now as well, because of course he super attacked AGL Ginyu and not Recruitment Guldo. So even with the Whis active, I'm pretty sure the Tech LR just gets clapped here, even though it's only the first turn. Yeah, 80k. It wasn't that far off, but well, there you go. So I mean, the LR Ginyu Force, we got to see a little bit of what they can do. They are good against Kid Buu, but unfortunately, just the rest of the team lets them down. The other special pose team that we can run is just the 170 with Ingo tanks, which, as I talked about in the showcase yesterday, that we broke down into the 2 separate clips, is like, this is the special. This is what I think is probably like the best special pose team on global right now, and this team is not great, and not great against Kid Buu. So, you know, what can you do, really? But let me know what you guys think down below of the LR Ginyu Force. They can be a fun unit for sure, but as I said yesterday in their showcase, absolute easy skip. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.